What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Career Mode. It's episode number 8. This is it. Any chance of winning the championship is all but gone on the back of a terrible run of form. Only one win in our last 6 games and none in our last 3. But we're playing our final 6 league games today where we're 1 point clear of the Saints and Coventry. I'd say playoffs are a lock, 10 clear of Preston in 7th. But to make sure we don't drop into those playoffs and finish in that 2nd place, I would say we need to win at least 5 of those 6 final games. If not, go absolutely perfect. Our first game is a massive one. The Blades coming to the Cast Down, 1 win in 6, right now 4 points below us, a loss here, and no doubt about it, with 5 games to go, we'll drop into the playoffs and probably not return to 2nd place between now and the rest of the season. First and final 6 league games, Blades at home, absolutely massive. That's the thing, like, even though I do sound quite defeatist, I need to remind myself, we're in 2nd. Like, we're literally in 2nd place, so if we win all of our remaining games, yes! Then top 2 is a lock. Top 2 is a lock. If we win our remaining games, we guarantee automatic promotions as Dale has ran into the stands somehow and fallen below a trap door. But Oxford in front, and yeah, I mean, destiny is in our own hands. We win a lot. We're promoted. Finishes to Callum O'Hare in the form of Sky Blue. Rolls for Andre Brooks. Great finish. Great finish. No chance for coming. 1-1. Good little player, Andre Brooks. Very good little player. His main issue really is a lack of consistency. And let's just say, I know the feeling right now with this Oxford United team. We have the same problem. Just recently of not being able to cut. Well, really since the second half of the season began. You know, it's not just been this run. It's been for the whole of the second half of the campaign. As Cumming makes a really important save there. It's fizzed back in and turned it a near post by Tyrese Campbell. Yeah, I'm saying it now. Put us in the playoffs. We ain't good enough. We have been performing above expectations for the entire year. It was only a matter of time before we got found out. And I'm not surprised it's happened in this second half of the campaign. And that is not what we need either. Plaqueta has been one of our players of this season. He's been one of our most consistent players of the season, going down. And that, to me, is definitely going to be a season ender. I would say at the bare minimum, that's going to be a 2-month injury that will rule him out for the rest of the campaign. And when we get there, the playoffs as well. It's literally all going wrong at the end of the season. I briefly touched on this in the last episode, but I think it's probably going to be a good thing if we don't end up getting promoted, which, based on this run, playoffs or not, yes! We'd have very little chance. But whilst we won't end our winless run, we will at least get a point. The boy Wanda from Bicester with the late leveller. He's been inconsistent himself recently, but that's a huge goal to at least give us a point. Alright, let's see how bad that injury is for Plaqueta as well, because if that's him done for... Well, it is going to be him done. I don't know why I'm even thinking it's not going to be as Southampton or thankfully Hellway Ipswich there, but I don't know why I'm thinking it won't be a longer term injury, because of the animation you can always tell it's 4 weeks, so it could have been worse, to be fair. So to be fair, if we do go into the playoffs, he should return for it. So sprained knee for Plaqueta, the fact that's been our longest injury for the whole season is a bit of luck really. But yeah, whilst we have dropped into 3rd place with 5 to play, it does mean when we do go into the playoffs, because I'm almost certain we will, he should be back for them. Anyway, following game, Hull away against the Tigers in the North East, and again dropping into the playoffs, 5 games to go. We're obviously not going to catch Leicester at the top of the table and have a game in hand as well, but yeah, 10 clear of Preston. Playoffs looking a lock, but if we are to finish 2nd, I would say we need to win all 5 of our remaining games. We've only won 1 of our last 7. Hull away after no wins in 4. Let's get back on track here. Careful. Nice ball through, and Azati, 1-on-1, ain't going to miss that. Tried to bring him down, take the red card and pen, but no. Simple finish, 1-0 Hull. This is probably one of the easier games we've got left, so... It's basically a lock now, no doubt about it. The form is horrendous, and going into those semis against whoever it will be in this kind of run, I mean, put it this way, everyone is going to want to get drawn against us. Teams are going to be fighting to work out what the seeding needs to be for them to face us in the playoffs. Everyone wants Oxford. You see that sometimes in the NBA playoffs, like sometimes teams will wonder whether it might be a good idea to throw a game or two in order to not face another team they might be seeded against in the playoffs. That's what the other teams will be doing now. They'll all be working it out. they'll be thinking, right, what's the kind of results we need in order to make sure we get drawn against Oxford in the playoffs? As Teddy Lowe says, we'll bring them on and bring whoever on, because I'll bring my A game no matter what. Brilliant finish from the lad from Tame. Oxford with the leveller. Easy. Yeah, we'll have that all day. Cam dinks it. Can you win that, Dembele? Yes, you can. And that's going to give us some space here, right through the middle of the park as well. Tons of space. Got to use it. Got to play it correctly. Have done so. Higgins in behind. Can he keep his composure on the one-on-one? Come on! Michael Higgins, the boy wonder from Bicester, gives us the lead. Oxford are winning a game of football. We were leading against the Blades and couldn't hold on. And I think we were beating QPR as well, weren't we? I think we were. And threw that one away too. So back-to-back games where we should have held on for a win and didn't. Is it going to be 3 times unlucky for Oxford, or have we learned our lessons this time? Alzate, who got holds first, out wide towards Miller with Tereves to beat, does beat him, rolls it back. Alzate across, Joseph. Oh, I thought it went in. Side netting. The tongue is being chewed. For long-term followers, you'll understand what that means. Basically, I've got a habit when I'm stressed or anxious or nervous, I chew my tongue. It's not good. It results in a lot of blisters and it's painful, but it's just a force of habit. But it's getting chewed at the moment ferociously when I'm not speaking. 10 to play. The nerves are on full display. Here come Hull again. Miller down the left-hand side. Tereves to beat. Slides it across. Whip to the far post. Volleyed in. Coming. Parries it and then pounces on the rebound. Time waste. Come on, 6 to play. Just put out all the stops. You've got to hold on. Did I say it results in blisters? It results in ulcers. I've got 2 big ulcers right now on my lower lip. Oh, I've always had a problem with ulcers ever since I was a kid. Apparently it's a stress thing, I don't know, but, well, it would make a lot of sense, let's just say that. I'm in a very high stress situation right now, because all Hull City, I've given him another chance in the final minute. Ref, come on, we've had the minute, we've had 2 of them. If you want, you had 3. We have, ball through. If they score here, I'll be fuming. Miller rolls it across. It's been that kind of run, it's been that kind of season. Put Oxford United in the playoffs. Dropped to 4th in the table now. 3 behind Coventry, a point behind the Saints. 8 clear of Preston. Mathematically, we haven't even guaranteed a playoff place yet. I think we should at least win 1 of our remaining 4, but I think it's just all going to be about where we finish between 3rd and 6th, I would say. Any chance of a 2nd place finish requires 4 straight wins. We haven't done that in a very long time. Following contest at the Kassam, Millwall coming to Oxford. And they're chasing a playoff place themselves, so massive game for them, massive game for us, massive things at stake here. Since EA added the coach management section to career mode, I was quite excited about it initially, but it's a bit annoying how, like, so we've had 7 open positions, I've filled them all, and we can't get any more, I believe, until we grow in reputation, which might take a while. But I don't like the fact that, you know, we're limited to hiring more, even if we want to. It's like, why? Like, why aren't I allowed to spend more money on my coaches, yet I can sign as many players as I want? Like, to me, that's really frustrating from EA. It's like, oh, what a miss by Denore. Like, why is it okay for you to sign, you know, unlimited players up to your squad's limit, and yet with coaches you can only have as many as your reputation allows? If you had the money, you can sign, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo in League 2. But your coaches, no, they're going to limit that. That to me seems so unfair and so annoying. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you know, if I wanted to and I had the money, I could buy Lamine Yamal for Barrow. Yet I can't hire more than 3 youth scouts. What? Like, you know, like, yeah, if I want to, I can bring in Kylian Mbappe, but I can't have more than 6 coaches if the game says so. Like, seriously, it's just ridiculous. Again, EA have got to work on these sort of things, man, because it just sucks the fun out of the game when you're trying to do different things like we are in this side. Anyway, a minute to go before the break. It's still 0-0. It's been Millwall's half. They should be in front, and they would have been had not been for coming. Yeah, we know it. The season is already feeling as though it's over, at least in the league campaign. We are already gearing up for the playoffs. We've ran out of steam, like we've completely ran out of energy. The energy is just flat. It's the best way of putting it, man. Even when we're leading a game in the final minute, we still don't think we'll see it out. Higgins, great touch! Oh, and Jake Cooper sticks one of those big legs in the way. At 6'7", he's got a lot of leg to manoeuvre. But anyway, still tied at 0-0. Good start to the second half, but... Oh, need a goal. Dembele got to win it. Brannigan puts it wide. Higgins basically out of energy. Lowe had to be given the game off due to tiredness. Yeah, we've ran out of steam completely, man. And that's something I wish I could focus on that as well, you know, with the training too, the development plans. I've given my thoughts on that a few times now about how you need to change the skill move and weak foot always being increased by 1 no matter which one you use, because that is so unrealistic. I wish you could target a certain area of a player's abilities and just say, right, clearly you've got issues with stamina, let's work on that, you know? Just that one thing alone. Sacrifice the technical improvements for better physicality. Anyway, still tied at 0-0. I think this game's over. Ran out of energy completely at the end of the season. Where are you going? Where are you going? Higgins with 0 energy. He's basically seconds away from pulling up. I've got to be very careful right now with the boy wonder. But he can play hold up. Yes, come on! And he won't get credit when he assists, but involved in the build-up, and Cameron Brannigan has surely won it. Our promotion dreams are alive and hanging by a thread. Well, I still feel it's likely to come in vain, but after only 1 win in 7, you can't blame her for celebrating in the dressing room. Southampton would have lost to Coventry. I didn't realise who they were playing, but Coventry have matched our result. So, yeah, I still think it's not going to matter. We got 3 games to go, and I still feel when you look at the table here, 3 behind Coventry. I mean, we'll keep pushing, but because of the goal difference swing, I don't know. We still got to play now, haven't we? Oh, no we don't. It's West Brom away on the final day. Before that, Pompey. And before that, in this one, Middlesbrough. So we'll dive into it then. Following game, as we're back in the North East. Middlesbrough away from home. Again, 3 behind Coventry. They've got a superior goal difference swing as well. Playoffs are a lock now. Playoffs are a lock. 8-point gap with 3 games to go. Mathematically, sure, they're not. But we know they're a lock, really. But if we are to leave for Coventry, we've got to win our final 3 on the back of finally getting over the hurdle and beating Millwall. First the final 3, penultimate away day, Middlesbrough at the Riverside. And actually the gap is now 6. Coventry played yesterday and won. So whilst this is our game in hand, we'll still be below them with a win. And because of the goal difference swing too, as Riley McGree drills one home, it's incredibly unlikely we can finish above them now. The Aussie with the opener, Borough in front. It's a little dull game really, 20 minutes to go, but unless we can flip this script later on, it's going to be over. And no, it definitely is now. Dale Fry heads home, Borough's second, and that is that. The win against Millwall, papering over the cracks, but it's guaranteed now because of the goal difference swing. 6 behind Coventry, 2 to play, and the GD being like an extra point for the Sky Blues. It's over. 2 to play. Oxford United are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. Curry down the line. Finds... Oh, Romani. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully. That was great timing. And to be fair, he's going to give us a chance here as he makes it 2-1. But with 6 to play, is there enough time for a late leveller? And the answer is no. The goal was nice to get, but unfortunately it's going to come in vain. And couldn't intercept it, and that's going to do it. Middlesbrough will hold on, and despite getting one back, it comes in vain. Nice to have another game where we score. So we've had a nice little run of getting goals on the board, but unfortunately, the really poor form continues. It is 2 wins in our last 10 games, and it is now all but guaranteed. Playoff football is coming to the Kassam. Right, 2 games to go. We'll play them both just to see where we finish in the playoffs following contest Pompey in our final game of the Kassam in the 46-game league season. But we'll have one in the semis against who, we'll find out. This game will determine our seedings or go some way to doing so. Final game of the Kassam before the playoffs, Pompey at home. And I'm not going to think about fixing the seedings, if you will, or trying to finish in a certain place, because the truth of the matter is, it wouldn't really matter to us, because whoever we face, whether it's Southampton or Sheffield United or Ipswich, at the end of the day, whoever we face, we're still going to be underdogs. Oh, when I went in there, side netting, we're still going to be underdogs. So it really doesn't matter to me. The other teams will be trying to fix it to make sure they get drawn against Oxford. Everyone wants to face Oxford in the playoffs, but it doesn't really matter to us. Whoever we're drawn against will be the weaker team. I've always had a bit of a complicated relationship with that as well. You know, like the idea of maybe thinking about throwing a game to finish in a different playoff position. Because, like, ultimately, what kind of message does that say? Like, we're scared of that team, who we might end up having to play anyway in the playoffs. Oh, coming. That we'll try and avoid them in the first matchup in the round. Oh, but coming, man. Like, he's got to go. If Cumming is not staying, he's going. Like, so he's made too many mistakes. How has that gone in? I swear, for next season, there's no doubt about it. Where we send our scouts, I'm not sure. But for sure, we are going to look for a goalkeeper. I need a good Wonder Kid Academy goalkeeper because Cumming has just made far too many errors. Look, goalkeepers are going to make mistakes. You know, it's just part of real football. No problem with that at all. But, oh, Curry, wonderfully done that. But whilst I've had my fair share of keepers who drop the occasional clanger, Cumming is just too error prone, man. Like, seriously, there are certain keepers that I'll have that will make up for it. In my last day with Gladbach, Nicholas dropped some clangers, but he made some brilliant saves and was heroic in a couple of penalty shootouts as well. But for Cumming, he hasn't made up for the errors with brilliant saves. Unfortunately, he's got to go. He's got to go. As Terrorist heads just over. He does make the occasional good save, don't get me wrong, but I think for me, it's like the errors outweigh the saves. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's too many negatives to put up with the pros. So I think for sure next season, not what you can do about this, guys. Portsmouth go through 1-1 to make it 2. I think for next season, no doubt about it. If we are in the Premier League or in the Championship, it doesn't matter. We need a new number one. One of the absolute worst ends to a season I've ever had. Back-to-back losses, 2 wins in 11 games, and I'll say it once again. Every team around us in the table right now is praying they'll be drawn against Oxford in the playoffs, because that is a free pass to Wembley. Right, let's do our final game of the season. Again, absolutely meaningless, but it will determine where we finish in the table. It is West Brom away at the Hawthorns. Heading into this, I do not want to go into the playoff semis on the back of 3 straight defeats. That would be embarrassing. We'll either finish 3rd or 4th. Let's find out where it is. Come on, the U's. It's amazing to think I'm already sitting there thinking, yeah, playoffs, doesn't matter who we're drawing against, we're going to lose. As Higgins fires in the opener. It's like, we ain't even started yet, but I'm already resigned to another year of Championship football, which I wouldn't have had a problem with at the start of the season. It's just the way we've ended the campaign. But Michael Higgins says, Gaffer, like, come on, if you've got me, you've got Teddy, you've got Amin, and you've got players like Brannigan and De Kirchmacher, we'll give it a go. We're going to be underdogs. We'll give it a go. Yeah, give it a go. Like, you know, we're going to give it a go. It's going to be incredibly tough, don't get me wrong, but as Jed Wallace has his shot blocked. Oh, is that really? Really? How is that a pen? How is that a penalty? Kieran Brown is penalised, but I don't really know what he's done wrong there. Oh, okay, now I know what he's done wrong. Alright, sorry, let me retract that. I often say, as John Swift equalised from the spot, if I've seen something wrong, I'll hold my hands up. Yeah, I got that all wrong there. Initially, I was like, what? He just blocked the cross, but no. It's fine to block a cross. You can't push the man to the floor afterwards. I can imagine just like absolutely raging at the 4th official on the sidelines. What's that pen for? Explain that to me. What's he done wrong? And he just looks at me like, just wait for the replay. Like, you know, wait for the replay and you'll be able to see for yourself, mate. Oh dear. Anyway, Baggies with the level. Defensively, absolutely. Oh, I was going to swear there. Just really poor. Embarrassingly poor. And we've had, like, what, 2 clean sheets in our past as Higgins has his shot blocked. 13 games or something. I mean, this is why. This is why we have very little chance of winning the playoffs. Because, as Der Kirchmacher fires over, our defence is just too vulnerable. Can't go into the playoffs defending like this. We need to strategise for next season as well. Because let's just assume we are going to stay in the Championship. What are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do about our squad with loads of players out of contract, leaving in the summer, little money to work with as Higgins? Oh, yeah! Fires in the goal to restore the lead. How are we going to play the summer transfer window? Well, one thing we're definitely going to do is keep this guy as our main man up top. He's a baller. Chance for the bag into a corner. It'd be nice to hold on to the win, to be fair. Our 2nd and 4. And Unfortunately, we won't get it. Josh Maja heads in with the final touch of the season, and that sums the campaign up for Oxford United. Absolutely bottling at the end when it seemed harder not to win. That right there has just summed up the season for Oxford United. Unbelievable. When was the last time we won a game away from the Kassam as well? Should have been here, it's not. Playoffs it is, let's see who we'll take on. Well, as you see the final league table, as we predicted, Leicester too good for this division, promoted 4 clear of Coventry to win the championship and bounce straight back to the Premier League for next season with Frank Lampard's Sky Blues joining them in the top tier. Southampton will take on Sheffield United in the playoffs as we finish in 4th place, a point above Ipswich, who will have in the semi-finals of the first leg coming at Portman Road. To think it was still a really good season for us. That's at the start of the season. We were dark horses for the playoffs. Well, in the end, comfortably in them by 7 points. It's just a disappointing end to the campaign. It could have been so much better, but no doubt about it. I said at the start of the season, if we made the playoffs, I'd be happy. I'm very happy indeed. But Ipswich, in the playoffs, first leg at Portman Road, will do very well to make Wembley. But that'll do it, guys. Thank you for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, then please do drop a like. Most of you all have a fantastic day, and we'll return with the playoffs. It will be the season finale as we'll take on Ipswich in the semis, first away at Portman Road, and then at the Kassam. And if we do make it, we'll have the final at Wembley as well. We'll do very well, though, based on this form. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the season finale, the playoffs in the championship, very soon.